on this Wednesday, the 26th day of February. No, I'm sorry, the 4th day of February in 2026. That's where 26 comes in. This is the 4th day of February in 2026 at 2 o'clock p.m. I'm Aaron Wills. This is a random rambling video. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe before sharing this video and turning on the post notification bell. Sorry, I was checking out to see if my roommate was on camera. I was going to get on camera. I can see by looking at the screen that he's not on camera, but I was making sure he wasn't going to come over here and get on camera when I would have to stop this video before I even started. I had to take a break from fucking with Walmart for a while. It's been hours that they've been having technical issues so that I can't load my payment to pay for all the items in my cart. My buddy signed me up for Walmart Plus for a year, it turned out. And they do free delivery now. I mean, I can get free delivery now that I have Walmart Plus, but I can't get my card to pay for the groceries. It's got enough balance to cover them. And everything is eligible for the food card. I checked all that, but I still can't get the card to go through. So I called Walmart.com, and they told me to remove the card and then add it back to my wallet. I did that about 10 times now. When I did that, I removed it, but I tried to add it back and said, sorry, we're having technical difficulty, or technical issues. We can't save this card at this time. Try it again later. I keep trying again later. What if I can try again while I'm making this video? I wish I could show you the screens I try this. It'd be more interesting for you, I'm sure. But I'm going to try to multitask and do this while I'm making a video. No, I'll stay here. I mean, you'd be looking at me the whole time anyway, but I'd be looking at a different page trying to do this. So it would be very exciting for you, whereas if I stay here and concentrate on this video, it would be very exciting for you, right? I know that's what you're thinking, right? I got a message from a viewer, I guess. I was going to call him a subscriber, but I don't know if he's subscribed. He may be subscribed. I'm calling him a he only from his picture. It might be a female, but no, I'm sure it's a he. But this person who goes by the name Baby Forehead Autographer, which I think is funny, left me a comment saying that my equating a resident beating the shit out of two residents and a nurse, equating that to calling a nurse the N-word is flawed. They said it was a fallacy, but I don't agree with that being the right terminology. False fallacy is it's a synonym of false, and I don't think you can be false when you're giving an opinion. My opinion was that they can't try to discharge me for using the N-word when there's a resident. Oh, there is bingo. Oh, there's bingo coming up. Anyway, let me finish my thought there. What I was saying was that if they're going to try to discharge me for calling an aide the N-word, then why didn't they try to discharge this feller for beating the shit out of two residents and then the nurse who tried to break it up? I figure I argue that that's infinitely worse than calling somebody a horrible word, and it is a horrible word without a doubt. A horrible, horrible word with centuries of oppression and hatred attached to it. I'm not trying to downplay the word I use, but I am saying that it's not as bad, in my opinion, which cannot be a fallacy. It could be a flawed opinion in his opinion, Well, then his opinion could not be a fallacy. But my opinion is that it's not as bad to use a horrible, as horrible as the word is, to use a horrible word against somebody than it is to beat the shit out of two people and then the nurse that comes to break it up. I don't see how that opinion's flawed, but apparently, baby forehead autographer seems to think so. I think that's what he was saying. I may have misinterpreted his comment altogether, and if so, I apologize. But you may give me an opinion of that thought. I'll reissue it. I'll recap what I was saying when I said that I don't think I should be discharged. If someone like that guy who I talked about, a guy beat up two residents, and while he was beating up those two residents, a female nurse came over to break it up, and he beat the shit out of her. That man still lives here, and they have not, apparently, they did not, he should have gotten an emergency discharge in my opinion, which I don't think is flawed. He should have gotten an emergency discharge. He's a threat to residents and other staff members. They did finally evict one, or discharge one man for beating up a nurse, a different man. I live on the lockdown unit for whatever reason. I don't have behaviors like so many of these people. Maybe it's because I use my mouth the wrong way too much. I don't know if baby forehead autographer was arguing that that what I did was worse than beating up two people and the nurse. I don't know if he was arguing that or not. I don't know what he was arguing. But please leave me a comment if you agree that beating up two people and then the ensuing nurse that came to break it up, if that's worse than using even as horrible as the word as the one I used. I was accused by a worker at a former nursing home of watching child pornography, which led to a year-long investigation of all of my laptops I had. My television, my phone. I had no phone, no television, and no laptop for a year. While the investigation went on after this employee of a nursing home I lived in said that I was watching child pornography. Of course, after the year-long investigation, there was nothing found because I wasn't watching any child pornography. Nor would I ever do that. So, I would not say that's something she says. That's a horrible thing to say, a horrible thing to accuse someone of. But I still don't think that's as bad as beating the shit out of two residents and then beating the shit out of a female nurse, but she comes to break it up. That's my opinion. Again, perhaps it's flawed, or perhaps it's a fallacy, but that's my opinion. Now, I agree with the law that says you can use a defense. You can use fighting words as a defense. For instance, if I were to have called that person the N-word, and then she decided to beat the shit out of me, and I tried to take her, and then, she was arrested for it, she'd go to court and say, hey, you called me the N-word, and she'd be off. Or the defense, you're allowed to use that defense. It's fighting words. It includes racial slurs, it includes other things, I'm sure, that I don't know of, but I do know that it includes the N-word. You can't go up and call a black person the N-word and expect not to get the shit beat out of you. If that happens, then that person can get off by claiming, or by saying, hey, he called me the N-word, and that caused me to fight. And so, that's a bad word, I understand that, a horrible word. But I don't think still that it's as bad as what that guy did, and he hasn't been discharged. So if I'm going to be discharged for using such a horrible word, why wouldn't he be discharged for doing what he did, is what my argument is. I'm arguing that what he did is worse than what I did. I'd love to hear your opinions on that in the comments section. Let me know your opinions on what I'm saying. I'm saying that beating up people is worse than using a horrible word, as horrible as it is. So I guess I'm going to hang it up now after how long? I'll go back and try. It's been 10 minutes. I'll go back and try to tackle this bullshit with Walmart.com. See if I can get my order to go through. Finally. And this happened to me. All right. I'm watching with these two. There's a couple out there in the parking lot going at it. Not fighting physically, but they're arguing. And I'm sure whatever she's saying is not as bad as they would have hauled off and cracked her in the mouth. I can't tell what they're saying, of course, from here. I don't read lips, and it's certainly not close enough for me to hear it. Plus, my window's closed. It's too cold to have my window open, not even to hear a couple arguing. It can be juicy, but not juicy enough for me to freeze my batusha. Patushi, I don't know what the word is. There's something like, I know tushy is a word. Something like, maybe I was just thinking of tushy. That's all I was thinking. To freeze my tushy off. I was thinking of something like, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I never know what I'm thinking. You probably never know what I'm thinking, do you? All right, well, I'm hanging up now. I'm sure it's been 11 minutes. It's been 11 minutes and 10 seconds. No, 11:11 now. So I'm going to hang it up now. I'm going to tell you, Two Fingers 8 Up Club. I'm going to see you when I see you. And until then, pizza rolls. Until next time, again, pizza rolls. See ya. Peace.